You know what's haunting about mines? They're wounds, scars in the earth, tunnels carved into places that were never meant to be hollow, taking what was buried, what was compressed over millions of years, what was stored in darkness. And when you go down, when you descend into those passages, you're entering a space that wants to close. That's trying to heal. That's collapsing back into itself, crushing, sealing, erasing the intrusion, erasing anyone inside. My name's Ryan, and 4 days ago I explored the Blackstone Mine in West Virginia. Abandoned since 1987, condemned, sealed, marked unsafe, structural failure imminent. Do not enter. But I'm an urban explorer. I document forgotten places, abandoned structures, ruins. I'd done mines before. Knew the risks, knew the dangers, knew about cave-ins and gas and flooding and getting lost. I thought I was prepared, thought I understood what I was getting into. But I didn't understand, didn't know, didn't realize that some mines don't just collapse physically, they collapse temporally, dimensionally. Reality itself caves in, and anyone inside, anyone who goes too deep, they collapse too. They fold, they compress, they become part of what the mine was always mining. Not coal, us, time, existence, everything. I'd been researching Blackstone for months. Historic mine, operational from 1903 to 1987. 84 years of extraction, hundreds of miles of tunnels, multiple levels, deep, really deep, over 2,000 feet at the lowest point. The closure was sudden. Not economic, not safety violations. Just closed. Workers evacuated, equipment abandoned, entrances sealed. No explanation. Just government notices. Structural instability. Immediate closure, no access, forever. That made it interesting. Made it mysterious. Made it exactly the kind of place I wanted to explore. I found the location. Remote valley. Deep in Appalachia. Nearest town 8 miles away. The main entrance was sealed with concrete. Steel reinforcement. Official barriers. But I'd learned from mining forums. There were always other ways in. Air shafts, drainage tunnels, emergency exits, places that weren't sealed as well, places that could be accessed. I found one. An old ventilation shaft, half a mile from the main entrance, covered with rotted boards, overgrown with vegetation. Easy to miss if you weren't looking, easy to access if you were. I removed the boards, looked down. Darkness, complete darkness. I dropped a rock, listened. Impact after 3 seconds, maybe 80 feet. Vertical shaft with a ladder, rusted but intact. I checked my gear. Helmet, headlamp, backup lights, rope, climbing harness, first aid kit, water, food, radio, GPS, everything. I was ready. I was prepared. I was stupid. So incredibly stupid. I descended. The ladder was sketchy, rungs missing, metal corroded, but it held. I reached the bottom. A horizontal tunnel, maybe 7 feet high, 6 feet wide, timber supports every 10 feet. All ancient, all decaying, all creaking. The air was wrong, stale, heavy, that deep earth smell. But also something else, something chemical, something sweet and rotten simultaneously. I turned on my headlamp. The beam cut through darkness that seemed too thick, too resistant to light. Like it didn't want to be illuminated. Like it preferred staying dark, staying hidden, staying unknown. I checked my GPS. It showed nothing. No signal. Expected underground. But the device itself was glitching, showing impossible coordinates, showing me in multiple locations simultaneously, showing depths that didn't match the shaft I'd descended. I turned it off, relied on old methods, chalk marks on the walls, breadcrumb navigation, mark every intersection, mark every turn, make sure I could find my way back. Simple, effective, reliable. Or so I thought. The tunnel stretched ahead, perfectly straight, unusual for a mine. Most follow veins, twist, turn, branch. But this was engineered, deliberate, going somewhere specific, going deep. I walked. The timber supports showed their age, cracked, sagging. Some had fallen, some were barely holding. The ceiling here was damaged, fractured. I could see cracks spreading like spider webs, hear settling sounds, the mountain adjusting, the mine slowly collapsing. This was active instability. This was dangerous. I should turn back. But I'd come so far, just a little further, just to see what was ahead, just to document something. That's what I told myself. That's how I justified continuing. The tunnel opened into a chamber, larger space, maybe 30 feet across. Equipment here, old equipment, mine carts, rails, tools, picks, shovels, helmets, all abandoned, all left behind, covered in dust and rust and decay, but arranged strangely, not chaotic, not scattered, organized, positioned, like someone had placed them carefully, like someone was still maintaining them, like someone still worked here. But that was impossible. The mine had been closed for 37 years. No one came here. No one could. It was sealed, condemned, forgotten. I photographed everything, documented the arrangement, the condition, the strangeness. That's when I noticed the clock. On the wall. A time clock. The kind workers punch in and out. It was running. The second hand moving. Tick, 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 steady, consistent current. But there was no power. No electricity. The mine had been dead for decades. Where was the clock getting power? Why was it running? And the time? It showed 3:47. But that couldn't be right. I'd entered the mine around 10 a.m. Had been underground maybe 40 minutes. Should be 10:40 a.m. But the clock showed 3:47. p.m. a.m. Which? And which day? I heard something. From deeper in the mine. From tunnels branching off this chamber. Sounds. Mechanical sounds. Equipment running. Picks striking rock. Carts moving on rails. Voices. Men shouting. Calling to each other. Working. The sounds of active mining. But this mine was abandoned. Was dead. Was empty. Wasn't it? The sounds got louder. Closer. Like a shift was ending. Like workers were returning. Like any moment they'd emerge from those tunnels. Like I'd see them. Like I'd have to explain what I was doing here. Like I'd be caught. But that was insane. There were no workers. There hadn't been workers for 37 years. The sounds were echoes. Acoustics. The mind playing tricks, playing memories, playing recordings of its past. That's all. But then I saw them. Figures. Emerging from the tunnels. Wearing mining gear. Helmets. Lamps. Work clothes. Covered in coal dust. Carrying tools. Pushing carts. Walking. Talking. Existing. Real. Solid. Present. But wrong. The movements were wrong. Too smooth. Too synchronized. Too perfect. Like actors. Like performance. Like they were going through motions they'd repeated 10,000 times. Like they were stuck. Looping. Reenacting. The same shift. The same work. The same moment. Forever. They didn't see me. Walked right past. Through me? No. Around me. Avoiding me without acknowledging me. Like I wasn't there. Or like I was but shouldn't be. Like I existed in a different layer. A different time. A different version of the mine. They went to the time clock. Lined up. Punched out. One by one. The clock stamping their cards. Recording their hours. Their shifts. Their endless work. Then they walked to another tunnel. Disappeared. Gone. The chamber was empty again. Just me and the equipment and the ticking clock. Showing 3:47. Same time. Not advancing. Stuck. Frozen. Like the workers. Like the mine itself. Trapped in a moment. In a loop. In a collapse that wasn't physical, that was temporal, that was everything. I ran. Back toward the entrance tunnel. Back toward the shaft. back toward escape. But the tunnel had changed. Longer. Darker. My chalk marks were gone. My breadcrumbs erased. I couldn't find the way. Every passage looked the same. Every intersection identical. The mine had grown, expanded, multiplied, creating new passages, new chambers, new spaces, or collapsing the old ones, folding them, compressing them, making navigation impossible, making escape impossible, making leaving impossible. I found a different chamber. Equipment here too, but newer, not 1987, more recent. I saw dates on machinery, 2003, 2011, 2018, 2023. Recent years, impossible years. This equipment shouldn't exist here. This mine closed in 1987. Nothing was added after. Nothing was updated. Nothing was brought in. But here it was. Modern equipment, modern tools, modern workers. I saw them, in modern gear, working modern machinery, mining, extracting, operating. In a mine that didn't exist anymore. In a mine that was closed. In a mine that was forbidden. But they were here, working, existing, being. In what year? In what time? In what version of reality? I checked my phone. The time kept changing. 10:23 a.m., 6:47 p.m., 2:15 a.m., 11:02 p.m. Random, meaningless, unstable. Like time itself was collapsing here. Like all moments existed simultaneously. Like past and present and future were compressed into the same space. The same mine. The same darkness. All times mining. All times working. All times extracting. Not coal. Something else. Something deeper. Something more fundamental. I found another chamber. This one was different. No equipment, no tools, just people. Dozens of them. Hundreds. Standing, facing the walls. Perfectly still. Not working, not moving. Just standing. Waiting. I approached one. A woman. Modern clothes. Hiking boots. Backpack. Explorer like me. I touched her shoulder. "Excuse me, are you okay? How do we get out?" She didn't respond, didn't move, didn't acknowledge. I walked around, looked at her face. Her eyes were open, but empty, vacant, staring at the rock wall, seeing nothing, being nothing, just existing, frozen, trapped, part of the mine now, part of what it collected, part of what it compressed. I looked at the others, all different. Different eras, different clothes, different times. Miners from the 1900s, explorers from the 2000s, people from decades in between. All standing, all frozen, all staring, all part of the collection. The mine's real purpose, not extracting coal, extracting people, extracting time, extracting existence, compressing it all into these chambers, into these moments, into these eternal positions, forever standing, forever staring, forever being, in the collapsed space, in the folded time, in the mind that exists in all moments and none. I saw someone I recognized. From the forums. Urban Explorer. Posted about Blackstone 6 months ago. Said he was going to explore. Never posted again. Everyone assumed he'd moved on. Changed hobbies. Left the community. But he didn't leave. He came here. He descended. He got trapped. And now he stands. In this chamber. Facing this wall. Forever. Part of the collection. Part of what the mind takes. Part of what it compresses. I tried to run, tried to escape. But my legs were heavy. Slow. Moving through something thick. Through something resistant. Like the air itself was solidifying. Like space was becoming dense. Like I was being compressed. Slowly. Gradually. Inevitably. I made it to another tunnel. Crawled. Pulled myself. Fighting against the resistance. Against the weight. Against the collapse. Not of rock. Of reality. Of time. Of everything. The tunnel was getting smaller. Tighter. Crushing. The walls moving closer. The ceiling pressing down. But not physically. They weren't actually moving. The space between them was shrinking, the distance folding, reality compressing. And I was inside, being compressed with it, being folded with it, being reduced with it. I saw light ahead. Daylight, the shaft, the exit. I pulled harder, reached, stretched. Almost there, almost out, almost free. I grabbed the ladder, started climbing, hand over hand, rung after rung, up, 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 toward the surface, toward the light, toward freedom. My head emerged, fresh air, sky, trees. I climbed out, collapsed on the ground, gasping, shaking, alive, free, escaped. I looked around. The forest was wrong, the trees different, the vegetation unfamiliar. This wasn't where I'd entered, wasn't the same location, wasn't even the same season. I'd gone in during fall, October, leaves changing, air cool. But now, it was summer, hot, humid, green. Wrong season, wrong time, wrong. When? I checked my phone. The date, 3 years in the future. 3 years. I'd been in the mine for what felt like an hour, maybe 2. But 3 years had passed. 3 years compressed into 2 hours, or 2 hours expanded into 3 years. Time didn't match, didn't align, didn't make sense. I hiked out, found a road, found my car, still parked where I'd left it, but wrong, covered in 3 years of weather, 3 years of dust and rust and decay, windows broken, tires flat, battery dead, abandoned, like I'd abandoned it, like I'd been gone for exactly as long as the date suggested, like the compressed time in the mine had been real time outside, like both were true, like neither was true, like time itself had collapsed and I'd experienced both simultaneously. I made it to the nearest town, found help, found people. But they looked at me strange, said I'd been missing, said explorers had searched, said they'd found the ventilation shaft, found my rope, found evidence I'd entered, but found no trace deeper. The mine had been too unstable, too dangerous, too collapsed. They'd sealed the shaft, marked it as a death, declared me deceased 3 years ago. But I'm here. I'm alive. Am I? Or am I still down there? Still in the mine? Still being compressed? Still experiencing the moment of collapse? Extended? Stretched? Made eternal? Like the workers? Like the frozen explorers? Like everyone the mine has taken? Maybe I never climbed out. Maybe I'm still climbing. Still reaching for light that never gets closer. Still trapped in the compression. In the fold. In the collapse that never ends. That just continues. Forever. Crushing. Reducing. Compressing. Time. Space. Existence. Everything. Into the dense. Into the dark. Into the mind that exists in all moments. That takes from all times. That compresses all reality. Into chambers of standing people. Into tunnels that branch infinitely. Into darkness that resists light. Into a collapse that's permanent. That's eternal. That's now. Forever now. Compressed now. Folded now. Me. Still there. Still trapped. Still being reduced. Into what? Into coal? Into stone? Into memory? Into nothing? Just the pressure. Just the weight. Just the darkness. Just the compression. Forever. In Blackstone. In the mine that doesn't end. That just collapses. Infinitely. Taking everyone who enters. Taking everything they are. Taking all their time. Compressing it. Storing it. Adding it to the collection. To the chambers. To the tunnels. To the infinite maze. That exists beneath. Beneath the earth. Beneath reality. Beneath time. Beneath everything. Just the mine. Just the darkness. Just the collapse. Forever. And I'm still there. Still descending. Still exploring. Still being compressed. Into the next standing figure. Into the next frozen face. Into the next eternal moment. In Blackstone. In the mine. In the collapse. forever. If you're haunted by more stories from people who've descended into places that exist outside normal time and never fully returned, make sure to subscribe to Campfire Nightmares. And I'm terrified to ask, but I need to know. Have you ever been underground and felt like time moved wrong? Like you lost hours or gained them? Like the space was bigger on the inside than it should be? Like you saw things from different eras existing simultaneously? Share what you experienced in the comments, because I think Blackstone isn't unique. I think there are mines everywhere. Old mines, abandoned mines, condemned mines, all collapsing. Not just physically, temporally, dimensionally. Really, all compressing, all taking, all collecting. People, time, reality, everything. Folding it into chambers, into tunnels, into darkness, forever. And maybe you've been to one. Maybe you've descended. Maybe you've felt the compression. Maybe you've seen the standing figures. Maybe you've climbed back out. Or maybe you think you have. Maybe you're still there, still in the collapse, still being compressed, into the eternal moment, into the frozen state, into the standing position, facing the wall, staring at nothing, being collected, being stored, being part of what the mine was always mining. Us, our time, our existence, our everything, compressed, forever, in the darkness, in the collapse, in the mine, that never closes, never ends, never releases, just takes, just compresses, just holds, everyone, everything, always, forever, 3,000 feet down, in the chamber, with the others, standing, staring, being, compressed, forever.